What's up, guys? This is TSI Talks. I'm Will Liu, host of the podcast. I'm also head writer of the Sporting Inquiry.
I'm Ruben Torres. I'm the co-founder and writer of the Sporting Inquiry.
Hi, I'm Neelan. I'm a writer at the Sporting Inquiry.
And I'm Roshan Shankar. I'm the scores and standing specialist at the Sporting Inquiry.
Alright, and so what this is going to be a new weekly podcast that we're just going to talk about random topics that we feel needs to be discussed about. So the first thing on the table is what we think the Bulls should do for the future. And Ruben has like an interesting trade scenario that he thinks is going to work out.
Yeah, so basically this morning I had this radical idea of what the Bulls should do in the future, and a lot of people will probably disagree with it. I think that this season the Bulls should trade Luol Deng and Carlos Boozer with his awful contract to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Kevin Love and Chase Budinger. And it's no secret, I love Kevin Love. I think he's awesome. I think he's a top 10 NBA player. And I think him pairing up with Derrick Rose would be good. I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, you said a lot of people are going to disagree with you, and I'm one of those people. Because I personally think that there's I don't see the need to make such a trade. Once we have Derrick Rose back, we also acquired Dunleavy. I mean, people who can attest to this Bulls defense, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't see any reason to have Kevin Love. I mean, they have a team chemistry going, and that should be kept.
They do, but I see I see a problem with the cap that we have, and I feel that we're going to be paying way too much for what we're going to be receiving.
Yeah, Ruben.
If we keep Boozer and Deng.
Well, I mean, here's my thing. I agree with your statement about getting rid of Boozer and potentially Deng, but my thing is, okay, I'm okay with giving up Boozer because I don't see how he's been that helpful to the team, especially for his contract, but I'm not sure if getting rid of Deng would be the best move for the Bulls, even with Love in return, because Deng's defense is much needed for the Bulls because the Bulls are such a defensive-minded team. And I don't think Kevin Love fits into that program, especially with his defensive abilities.
All right, here's where I stand on this. I mean, Kevin Love would be a nice swingman for Derrick Rose and everything, but looking into the future, Boozer's contract is almost done. So I think what would be better is maybe not trade away Deng and his valuable defense for Budinger and Love, and maybe pick up LaMarcus Aldridge instead.
Well, I mean, so then what do you guys think with Jimmy Butler? How are we going to fit him into this?
I think Jimmy Butler fits better at a two position than three.
Yeah, two. That's true.
I mean, he did fare up against LeBron James pretty well in the playoffs, defending him.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
I still think he's more suitable for two, and then let Luol Deng just stay at three.
Let me add on to that.
But what Budinger would provide is depth. We definitely need a backup small forward because, last season, Deng was just playing the whole game.
Yeah, and, I mean, another thing that I see is I feel like people, when they think about someone like Nate Robinson's inconsistency, but I've never really heard too much of a discussion about that with Carlos Boozer. Yeah, I could see him playing a really great game one day and then going to play, a terrible game the next.
The question with Boozer is, will he show up? Because a lot of times, he has an amazing performance.
It's really day-to-day.
Yeah, it is.
And, I mean, I don't see that with Luol Deng or even Kevin Love as much. I mean, Boozer makes more than Luol Deng each year. I mean, he makes more than top players like Manu Ginobili, Russell Westbrook, Andre Iguodala, so I don't think he's worth it on the Bulls. So
I mean, bottom line, he has to go.
Yeah,
that's right. He definitely has to go. I wish the Bulls would have amnestied him, but to be honest, the thing is, the big question about this whole trade scenario is will the Timberwolves be reluctant to give up Love or not? Because he's under contract for a couple more years there, and him and Rubio are forming some good team chemistry. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if they're willing to give up Love for Boozer and Luol Deng, when I guess Deng could replace AK-47 there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think it would be a good move for the Timberwolves. I mean, if they want to start rebuilding and they get 2 solid players, I mean, I see them just increasing immensely as a team with, Boozer and Deng. And I mean, they are losing a lot with the team chemistry between Rubio and Law and stuff, but I think they could make that up easily with Deng and Boozer. I mean, and they're on the same team, so that kind of provides that team chemistry that Boozer and Deng just came from.
Yeah, I personally think that since Carlos Boozer's contract is also coming to a close, it's going to be a really smart decision to acquire LaMarcus Aldridge, like Will said earlier.
Yeah.
Because, what he can do that Boozer can't is score. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Boozer can score, but he's pretty inconsistent.
Not score. I'm going to play defense. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has offense but no defense. So, you have to be on both ends of the court.
But a big question is, will Aldridge be the next Boozer? Because if you remember, when we acquired Boozer, he was like an all-star at Utah. He was, and then I don't know what happened in Chicago, I guess.
But,
yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Guys, who's playing the piano? What's going on over there?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
All right. Well, when Will Lou feels like he gets beat in a debate, guys, he just breaks out playing piano. So
Totally.
All right.
So,
anyway, you guys want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, let's move on to the next topic. So, recently, as you may have heard, Ryan Braun was suspended for the rest of the season because of his connection with steroid use, with biogenesis.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Rodgers said previously said that he would bet a year's salary that Ryan Braun did not use steroids. So, what do you guys think of it? Because I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers fully believed that Ryan Braun didn't use steroids. Because I read that they're really good friends, they're close.
They work together.
Yeah.
They're close.
Yeah, the thing is, Braun did such a great job of at first covering it up.
Yeah.
So I see how Aaron Rodgers could possibly have that, thing that, hey, he might be actually telling the truth. But, you don't go and bet your salary, your salary on that. Because now you're going to get, the media's coming over him.
I remember Sports Nation, on Twitter a couple days ago, they were going crazy with, Aaron Rodgers bets.
If I was Todd Sutton, the fan that tweeted that, I'd be waiting for my paycheck in the mail because honestly, I think Aaron Rodgers should do something about this. He hasn't really addressed the topic.
He recently did. He said he felt weird because I think something about being lied to, something.
Yeah, well, I understand that, but he hasn't directly addressed the topic of making the bet. So I kind of want to see where he's gonna go with this. I think he can make a joke about it or something, but I think this is just an interesting situation where Aaron Rodgers made a bad move.
The first time I saw this, the first time when Ryan Braun, when he was suspended for the rest of the season, and people were talking about Aaron Rodgers, I just thought he was a douche. Who does that? Anyone. It doesn't even matter if he got off on a technicality and he's exonerated and all that, but he just looks like a douche. I'd rather be Ryan Braun than Aaron Rodgers because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can't. Aaron Rodgers, I believe, truly thought that Ryan Braun did not cheat.
Yeah,
so,
that is true.
It doesn't matter though.
Definitely. There's no debate on that topic.
Think about it. If your best friend's in trouble, under scrutiny, you're gonna support him, right?
Yeah, but there's other ways to support someone than betting your paycheck on them. When you're at his level, I think he should be a little bit more cautious as to what he says, especially on Twitter when it's made public. I think he could have made a joke about it. There's other ways to, get his point across than going openly and saying, okay, I'll bet my salary on it, and then not really, doing anything about it after he loses. I know it's not official, but.
So what do you guys think Aaron Rodgers should do now? Should he go to that fan's house and talk to him about it or something? Or
okay, I'm not asking him to give him $4.5 million, but I would be okay with maybe a couple tickets to a Packers game or something like that. I think that's at least.
Aaron Rodgers has to fix his public image first.
Yeah,
I think he should also apologize. Him and Ryan Braun should both apologize to the sample tester.
Yeah.
I read Rodgers' address today on on ESPN, and basically it sounded pretty sincere, but still, I mean, I'm not convinced. So.
and like if you remember when Ryan Braun was first initially like accused of cheating after he won NL MVP, he barely got off by like the hair of his chin. Like wasn't like a leaky cup or something like that?
Yeah, I don't even
like no, they kept the
they kept the thing over the weekend or something like that.
Just like immediately like transported them.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, he cut it close before, and now like he just totally lost his public reputation. And
I mean, he lost a lot of good fans. A lot of people after even the first time, a lot of people said, okay, well maybe I still believe him and stuff like that, but now whatever little he had is gone. So
yeah, well, I personally think this is hurting Aaron Rodgers' image a lot as well. You know, I mean, it's not exactly the smartest thing to do, as Roshan said before. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think the bet was that bad of a decision, but not doing anything about it after he made a mistake, I think that's the move that really hurt his reputation. Because I mean, you can say as a joke something on Twitter, but then not paying up after you lose is kind of a, jerk move, so.
Pretty petty, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
So, right now, yesterday, we had an article about this. Derrick Rose, in an interview with CNN, said that he was the best player in the NBA. And the interviewer laughed. He's like, not LeBron James. And they even, like, in the YouTube video, like, they showed a picture of, like, LeBron James with a question mark next to it. And so, what do you guys feel about Derrick Rose's confidence?
Alright, well, let me start off here. Derrick Rose was off a whole year with an ACL injury. And coming back and saying that he is the best player in the NBA without having 1 minute of playing time on the court with other NBA players is probably not the smartest decision for us to look at it, but in his opinion, I mean, that confidence is definitely needed for him to come back on the court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
I like it. I mean, to be honest,
I definitely liked it. I liked it a lot. I love when players do that. I mean, that's how they should be, competitive, extremely. I mean, what did you guys think Derrick Rose is going to say? LeBron's the best?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't like it when players like Mark Sanchez and Tony Romo come out and say they're the best players in the league. But I mean, when you're Derrick Rose, I think you can be a little confident. I didn't see it coming off as arrogant, but yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought he was just saying that he's a top player, and which I agree. I definitely put him in one of the top 10, top 5. But
I just liked how his face remained so expressionless.
Yeah, I know. During the whole interview, like 1, 2 word answers.
Yeah, he showed his teeth like once. He smiled.
And didn't he answer Derrick Rose? He didn't even answer me. He just
the interviewer said, "Who do you think's the best player in the NBA?" And he said Derrick Rose. And then later on, the interviewer said, "Who do you think's the toughest player to defend?" And he said LeBron James, just because of his size and like strength.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to look at like since he's gone down with that injury. I mean, LeBron James has gotten 2 rings.
Yeah.
Like 2 rings, not one, 2. So I mean.
And a lot of LeBron haters say that the only reason LeBron's gotten these 2 rings is because Derrick Rose has been out of the league. So
I can see that though. I mean, I can definitely see.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you guys are telling me if Derrick Rose, let's just take the hypothetical situation in which Derrick Rose did not tear his ACL and he is playing the whole season and he's in the playoffs with Nate Robinson on the team, or that probably wouldn't have been. Well, let's just say that
Robinson would have been on the Bulls if Derrick Rose didn't tear his ACL.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have. So.
Then Will would have $50 more. That's basically what would happen.
Yeah, I would have lost $50 in a bet, but I don't know. I don't mind Derrick Rose. I think it's good for Derrick Rose because we all know Derrick Rose is like a humble player, kind of like the opposite of LeBron. He doesn't come out and like brag about himself or anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's quiet. I mean,
he's definitely not as like kind of out front as LeBron James is.
Yeah, Derrick Rose just cheats on his ACTs. He doesn't do anything.
Hey, we don't talk about that.
But definitely, I don't think it's a bad move on Derrick Rose. Like a lot of people, like I don't know in the YouTube comments were like down. It's like haha, like get back for see how your knee is. So that's definitely a question mark if he'll bounce back the way he was like when he won the MVP.
Yeah, I think now he really has to prove himself because he's put it out there. He's said many times that he's ready to play. So I mean, we'll see. Bulls play the Heat in the home opener, so we'll see how that goes.
All right, and so for a final topic, just a quick one. We're gonna talk about the Redskins name because over the past years, like the Washington Redskins have been getting a lot of scrutiny for their team name. As like potentially being racist towards Native Americans. What do you guys feel about that?
All right. Well, I mean, definitely the Redskins. I think they're not trying to be. It's not racist. I mean, for Native Americans. I mean, this team called Chicago Blackhawks. I don't understand what's the controversy here. There's not. I mean, it is as if it's not their whole team is portraying like the Redskins are like a mascot for them because it's like to show strength, like the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, but the Redskins doesn't mean like Native American. Redskins is referring to their skin tone, kind of derogatorily. I mean, if someone called any other race, if it was the white skins, black skins, I mean, people would be outraged in my opinion. So I mean, I think it's kind of racist. I mean, I just think they should just not be controversial and maybe just change the name because this is a big topic and I don't know. I see it going both ways, but I mean, something similar happened to U of I with Chief Illini, and they changed that. So I mean, I think they should just take the high road and I mean, I don't know if they should apologize or anything, but just I think in the long run it would be better if they changed their name to something.
I think that for one of go ahead, Ruben.
I was just say it'll probably be more politically correct if they changed it to really anything else. But I think recently a few politicians have even chimed in and said that they'd like to see the name changed. And I think that will play a big factor into whether or not they actually will change it or not.
I mean, Redskins are there representing the capital.
Yeah.
And that's where, many of our figures people look up to, politicians are at, so it's going to reflect on them definitely as a football team. But what I think is that after, like, the Redskins, say they have, like, an after-game party or something, they should just hit the casinos so that, like, the Native Americans also get some money and it's like a win-win.
No. All right. All right. Well, in my opinion, like, the thing with the Blackhawks is that it's not, like, derogatory or anything.
Yeah. I think that's the name of a tribe, right?
Something like that. But the thing with Redskins, like, even like Cleveland Indians, like, I don't know what to like think about that because that
race is supposed to be racist towards me.
I mean, what if it was like Cleveland Native Americans? I'm not sure. I'm kind of impartial towards the Redskins name change, to be honest.
I mean, a lot of people could look at this and just say, you know what, it's not a big issue, just grow up. But then I also see the other side where it's just like, you know what, there's no need for it to be offensive. Why unnecessarily keep this name? So, I mean, it could go either way.
All right, well, I got to disagree with you guys on that. I mean, it's an honor to have your race, mentioned in a national football teams.
Yeah, but is this how you want it to be portrayed? Well, I mean, why is this an honor to have a race as well?
Okay.
There was the Chicago Brownskins. I would be completely fine with that.
I have a great example. So, Pekin High School, their mascot used to be the Pekin Chinks up until 19...
I've heard about that one.
That's probably one of the better examples that you can compare to like Redskins or something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Up until 1980, they had Pekin Chinks. Like, that's pretty ridiculous. I mean...
Wait, what's a chink?
Alright, guys, so we're ending on that note. Tell us if you guys enjoyed this.
Some feedback.
We have some feedback for this is our first podcast, so we want to see how what the reception is. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Check out the website.